first. See?
Yeah. I can see now we're moving.
Yeah. Look, look. London Eye.
Oh, look. Wow, it's so tall.
It's Patsy.
You see that middle part over there? I think that's where the people come from.
Oh.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you are leaving us here at the London Eye Waterloo Pier, your exit point will be the front door of the vessel. So that means if you walk downstairs, walk all the way through the saloon to the front door on your left-hand side. We're here for about 5 minutes roughly, and then we'll make our way down to Tower Pier onto Greenwich. Thank you.
Okay, so we have to
Huh? We have to what?
leave.
Leave here.
Yeah. We have to get off.
What?
Do we have to?
I think no.
(1894), designed by Sir John Wolfe Barry. I'm sure you're all aware the bridge, it can open up, and it opens like a double-sided drawbridge. Takes 90 seconds to fully open. The bridge that you see is open 364 days of the year. There's only one day that bridge, it doesn't open. Can anyone guess on the boat which day it could be? 1st of January, New Year's Day,
New Year's.
Christmas Day. Oh, you're going to kick yourselves when I tell you. The only day that bridge doesn't open is the day of the London Marathon. There are 40,000 runners. They run across that bridge, and apparently if we start to open it, well, it would spoil the race. So we leave it shut for the marathon. But I've always said, just open it a little bit, give the runners a little hurdle, make the race a little bit more exciting. So that is the only time it doesn't open. As we go through the bridge, look up to the top, you can see the museum section of Tower Bridge. There's a glass floor up there. You can actually walk along that glass floor and see and look down onto the Thames. The best time to go up to the glass floor is when that bridge is open. If you want to see that bridge open up, they do have a website now. It's called Tower Bridge Lift Times. Gives you an itinerary of all the lifts which are due. I said that we was going to get the photo on the right hand side, but the captain's been very generous. We've actually come through the bridge. Now on your left hand side you've got a view of what most people will pay £5 for on a postcard. But on this cost you a penny. A fantastic photo on the left there. Now the bridge is built in the Gothic style. If you took all the stones there off Tower Bridge, it's going to work normal. The reason it's got that look to it is so that it blends in with the Tower of London. Tower on your right hand side. So just get your photos. Once you've got your photos, we're going to head back into the city of London, because currently we are out of the 1 square mile city of London. Now, is anyone going to the Tower of London today? Quite a few of you actually, and so you should. The castle, like you see on the right, absolutely steeped in history. It was originally built for William the Conqueror back in 1070. Been a few things in this time. This has been a zoo, it's been a royal mint where they made money, an observatory and a prison. Most famously known as a place of execution and torture. People to be executed at the Tower of London: Lady Jane Grey, William Wallace, Braveheart, Guy Fawkes and Anne Boleyn. They've all been executed at that castle on the right there. If you haven't been to the Tower of London before, well, you make sure you go. Get a guided tour from one of the yeoman wardens, the Beefeaters. They live there, and there isn't nothing they don't know about that castle. Great place to visit, the Tower of London. So what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head into Tower Pier. It's very important that we get you off the boat as safely as possible. So if you could all just grab a seat as we head into the pier. We might take a little bump. We don't want anyone getting hurt. So just grab a seat. These are self-warming, these seats. You sit on them, they do heat up. So take a seat as we go into the pier. Right, so just take a seat for us. Thank you. We're going to be heading to Greenwich next. Greenwich is our next stop. If you want to go back to Westminster, you go to boarding point B. B stands for boat back to Big Ben. Boarding point B. But we are going to Greenwich. When we come alongside this pier, have a look around your arms and your feet. Make sure you got all your personal belongings. Most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, do make sure you listen to this. Please remember to take your children. It is quite shocking how many people they leave their children on these boats on a daily occurrence.
Wow.
I have 7 children at home now, and not one of them speaks a word of English. Remember, take the kids. Last of all, did you all enjoy the live commentary coming down the river? Nothing. Good, thank you. Didn't expect that, I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, clearly you did, which is great. We like to give a bit of knowledge, share on a bit of knowledge which we've created by working up and down this river. No one knows the sites better than we do. You get the blue badge guides and stuff, but we like to make it a little bit more entertaining. We're not tour guides, we're just a crew on the boat. Crew that keep you guys and this boat safely from A to B, which we've done. But as I say, it's an old tradition on the Thames. So tradition which we're trying to keep. If you've enjoyed the commentary today, you feel as though
by the police, it was wibbling and wobbling. They'll fix the bridge and it is safe. Follow the bridge quickly to the right and it does sadly ruin a full side-on view of St Paul's Cathedral. St Paul's Cathedral, 365 feet high. That building took 35 years to construct and it was designed by Christopher Wren. If you look above the main dome of St Paul's at the top, there is a viewing platform. So you can go to the top and the views are just as good as the London Eye. The only problem, to reach the top of St Paul's, there is no lift inside that building, there's no elevator. You will have to climb over 500 steps. Has anyone been to the top of St Paul's? How long did it take? 3 days. You know well. Very tiring stuff to get to the top, it does wear you out. Now another free attraction, just back on the left, there's a brick building with a chimney. The Tate Modern Art Gallery. Free to enter, the largest modern art gallery in the world. And then coming up in front of us, a group of bridges. These bridges mark the halfway point of our journey, and these bridges are very close together. Because the bridges are close together, this is often referred to as the River Thames's very own tunnel of love. And it's said if you turn to your loved one and give them a kiss as we go through, it will bring you many years of happiness. Wait for it, we're not there yet. Hang on. If you're not sitting with your loved one, you could kiss your husband or wife. I think that works just as well. Any single ladies? Here I am. Any single men? My friend driving the boat is into anything. There we go. The red columns that we've just gone by, the remains of the first railway bridge in London. The top of that bridge became unsafe and it was lifted off about 40 years ago. The red columns could not be removed as the other bridges may have fallen down. So the columns, they were left for safety reasons. I've heard once the Blackfriars. Through the bridge, a lovely building to the right with a green Royal City of London School for Boys. That's where the likes of Winston Churchill gained education. There's 4 statues on the front of the building, put there as inspiration to the boys attending that school. 4 of the country's greatest scholars. From left to right, those statues are Isaac Newton, William Shakespeare, Sir Francis Bacon, and David Beckham. It's not really David Beckham, just making sure he listens. John Milton on the end. Now in the river to the right, there's a large construction site. You may have seen these if you've been travelling up and down the Thames today. There are 11 of these construction sites, and it's a massive project going on in London to replace the Victorian sewage pipes. There is a new tunnel being bored beneath London. It's one of the biggest civil engineering projects this country has ever seen. It's been going on for about 8 years, about 2 years left before it's complete, replacing the Victorian sewage pipes. It's called the Thames Tideway Tunnel. And when the Victorian sewage pipes were installed, they were only designed to accommodate the 2 million people living in London. Nowadays there are over 10 million people in London, and the old Victorian sewage pipes can't cope with the sheer amount of waste that London is producing, so they're replacing the old pipes. Very popular part of London to our left, the South Bank. Now the South Bank of London is a river walk from Tower Bridge all the way along to the London Eye. To walk from one end to the other is going to take just over an hour. There's lots of nice places to stop along the way. You can even visit one of the best beaches in the world. Look at that. People over there Sunday with their little kid with their glass. It's an old one everywhere. No, very popular riverside walk, the South Bank of London. Now folks, I mentioned earlier, I think I did, we are going against the tide at the moment. The water level in London is dropping. Now the tide goes out